All right. Well, hello, wine drinking people. We are back, and it's time for what I drank yesterday. We're trying to clean things up here from the prior week still. We got at least one tasting, I believe, that happened last week. We had our new rep with Tout Petit Tout Vins. This is Peter Wagland's distributor down here in Florida. Man, there's 460 some odd distributors. It is hard to keep track of all of them. But, there several of them. These small guys have some very nice wines. So, we're willing to entertain tasting with anybody 5 days a week. So you're going to see some reviews from people that you may have never heard of, that I've never heard of here. And these guys have some good stuff from California. And as I mentioned before, Peter Wagland, who has got some Spanish, some French, I believe some Italian stuff also. But the first wine we started out with was a wine called Foxglove Chardonnay from the Central Coast. And, they make an ocean of pretty good Chardonnay from the Central Coast. This wine had that lovely fresh and fruity, kind of juicy fruit on the nose, apples, pears, very clean, light and forward style of Chardonnay with a nice amount of fruit, simple, straightforward, a nice crowd pleaser, a good wine, $15. And then the Chateau Mourgues de Gres, Les Galets Rosé from Costieres de Nimes. We have the white wine from this producer in the store. It's absolutely brilliant, as is this rosé, and it's starting to get into rosé season. Well, hey, it's rosé season all year long here in South Florida, man. It's always hot. This wine had that lovely strawberry and red cherry fruit, very candied, almost like a Jolly Rancher kind of in nature. Fresh floral notes, very seductive bouquet, fresh and floral on the tongue, and then, finishing dry like most great rosés do from the south of France. A really good little wine for $15. Quite a bit more character than the Chardonnay did for the same price. All right, next up, the L'Oustal Blanc Canine from Minervoise. And this is not a white wine, but that's the name of the property. And kind of a little bit confusing, the labeling on this. This is Philip Comby, though, who is a big guy that makes big wines, big and concentrated and rich at 15% alcohol. Hoo-wah, folks. This is more for the more buzz for your buck factor. A nice little wine. Kirsch and blackberry jam showing notes of fresh paved asphalt, espresso spice, and hints of black pepper and rosemary in this wine. A bit hot on the palate, but a nice core of fruit and still some nice fresh acidity coming through, but a bit of heat on the end for those of you that like the big over-the-top wines. A pretty good buy at $18.75. Next up, the Domaine Grand Nicolet Vignes Rasteau. And this wine had this lovely exotic bouquet on the nose, blackberry, blueberry pie-like aromas, licorice and tea, dried cured meat products, big and chewy on the tongue with lots of ripe fruits, fine tannins, and some nice freshness also at the end, and some nice floral notes, but a bit of heat again showing up there. Very good wine for $20. All right, next up, we had a Broadside Cabernet Sauvignon from Margarita Vineyard in Paso, Robles. And this wine has that lovely black currant and dark plum fruit you get from Cabernet Sauvignon with a good amount of toasty oak spice, dark cocoa, some fresh earth aromas playing in there with some fine herbs, forward berry and plum-like fruit on the tongue with smooth and silky tannins, very forward drinkable style of Cabernet with some nice toasty oak spice on the finish. Pretty good stuff there for $20 from Paso, Robles. All right, and next up we've got our girl Holly from O-Pee-Chee.